Hello, welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. My name is LOEVA, I'm a freelance artist and I'm currently working on making my own animated short film from scratch while navigating the industry to try to make art my career, applying to jobs, internships, grants, and trying to grow my social media and build an online community. A lot's been going on. My film project is going by the alias The Muse. It's a sci-fi, horror, hyper-stylized animation sitting somewhere between Tim Burton, Del Toro, and Arcane. It's written by me, I'm working on refining the storyboards and the animatic, and I'm working towards doing an animation test for it. I'm learning as I go because my background is actually fine art and I barely knew anything really about 3D animation before starting this project, but I feel like it's come a long way and I'm actually really impressed with how far I've gotten without any major roadblocks just derailing the whole thing, and some really exciting things are starting to come up with it, but more on that later. Today I'm taking you through an entire week of work and working on my film, but before we can get to the fun stuff, I have some job applications to tick off my checklist and some freelance work to do. So let's get into it. I'm mostly applying to concept art, character design, illustration, 2D art kind of jobs. And at this point, I've done quite a bit of work to improve my portfolio and try to fill in the gaps where I think it's lacking. There's still a lot to do, but I'm just gonna go for it and do my best and try to keep improving my portfolio as I go and as I keep doing applications. Otherwise, I would just never even try in the first place, which is much worse. It's a whole full-time job in itself. I try to obviously do my best on each of them and personalize every application and everything, but I'm really trying hard not to get too invested, trying to remind myself that like 99% of them will be rejections and not put my self-worth into that. Today I got a rejection from Leica. It's one of my favourite studios, but I applied to a couple of their internships. I applied last year and the year before that as well and got rejected for all of them, but that's okay. Hurts a little bit, but I'll just try again next time.
Your hand seeks my hand. No, you'll leave me a mess, but I hope for the best. Don't know what you want.
That's one done. Time to do another one.
Is right in front, or is there something else that you need? 'Cause you might just lead me on. Please don't take me too far.
Okay, so I've applied to 2 game studio jobs and 2 freelance jobs. I think that's not bad for a day, but my eyes are starting to hurt, so that's a good place to stop. If you saw my last video, you might already know I'm traveling to Europe in mid-May. I'm based in Australia at the moment and I'm heading over for some family time and then some work-away time. I've been planning to go to Budapest first for a month as a work-away, and I'm really excited to keep working on my film and have some independent time to just be in my own world for a while and explore a new city and have some adventures too. Well, I was on a walk and I saw that my Airbnb was just confirmed. I am so excited. So it's officially happening. The place looks really cute and comfortable, amazingly located in the city, close to the river, near cafes. I'm really excited and a little bit in disbelief now that it's actually processing, but I'll of course keep you updated. I'm really lucky to be working as a freelance illustrator. I'm currently working on Australian fish species, and I set myself a weekly hours quota to reach so that I've got a clear structure and income. I'm planning to do this during my workaways as well, but I think I might have to up the hours to sustain my expenses. Then again, my goal won't really be to be making much income and savings. My main goal is to just go, work, have new experiences, meet people, go to events. So if my work can sustain that for a while, that would be amazing.
Yo. No, why are you coming?
I feel really bad. It's only kind of recently that I started doing digital illustrations on my laptop with Photoshop. This whole time I've just been using my keyboard for shortcuts. Like, I'm literally contorting my hand to reach the keys. No wonder my arm hurts. So I finally had the genius idea to finally use the keys on my drawing tablet like they're supposed to be used, and set the wheel for brush size and a button for Control Z and just more convenient shortcuts. That's so much better, what a surprise. But I don't think I'm the only one who leaves these little inconvenient things, but actually it makes such a big difference. So I'm finishing this precious pufferfish. He's so cute. With all these illustrations, my perfectionist soul wants to just keep refining and adding more details, but I have to cap each illustration at around 3 to 4 hours max, so this is how far I got with this one. I've honestly gotten a lot more efficient and quick with my illustration work. I used to have a harder time focusing and getting in the flow, but finding little adjustments like the key shortcuts really makes such a big difference. I think my setup has really helped a lot with this recently. Right now it's the most comfortable it's ever been. I was lucky enough that Lenovo sent me their new ergonomic chair, which I honestly adore, and after that I got a laptop raising platform to raise it to eye level and improve my posture, and it's just crazy how much my setup is so much more comfortable and better for my posture. That's definitely something to prioritize as I keep going forward in my art career. If you are interested in this chair, by the way, make sure to check the link in my bio. Okay, now we can finally move on to the more interesting stuff, but it's not so much fun yet. I've been working on the rigging stage of my character for over 3 weeks. I've lost count. It's my first time rigging anything, so a lot of research went into the prep and a lot of practice with some basic rigs to understand the fundamentals before jumping into the complex human rig with a face rig and finger bones and everything. It's pretty cool, but it's been a pretty long and frustrating process, I'm not gonna lie. But this week I've been finishing the last section of the tutorial, which is weight painting. Weight painting kind of lets you define how the bones deform the mesh, so that's been a really important step, but it's taken a lot more troubleshooting than I expected. Again, since I've never really rigged anything or done any weight painting, it was a lot just going back and forth and rewatching sections of the tutorial 7 times until I got it right. So yeah, I'm really glad that I'm finished. I'm so happy, and I'm really excited to see my character rigged and moving, and suddenly she's alive, which is so cool. But now I guess I need to start thinking about putting all of the elements that I've been working so hard on together, like putting her in the environment and adding some animation and trying some lighting stuff. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of issues and troubleshooting as I go, but I mean, I feel like I've learnt a lot throughout each step, and I'm feeling more and more confident and I can surpass the challenges that come up. And yeah, I'm pretty happy where I'm at right now, and I'm really excited to see how it goes forward. Guess what I'm doing? More job applications. Yep, more job applications. I'm trying to get through as many as I can on Twine at the moment. Twine is a platform and community for freelance creatives to either hire someone or get hired. It's my first time using it. I came across it on LinkedIn and a lot of job postings referred me to it. From my research, it's pretty good, especially starting out as a freelance artist. And from what I understand, once you've started establishing yourself more through platforms like these, you can then start contacting your own clients. So I'm hoping I can find some work through here, but I'll just do my best and see how it goes. I've just finished 7 applications through Twine. I really like how easy and quick they are on Twine. Because everything's already on my profile, I just have to write a little personalized message with each application, so it's really quick and less exhausting than the other applications that I've done through studios, where I have to do an entire different cover letter and personalize each portfolio. So that's nice. Later today, I might look at my Animatic again. I've kind of put it aside for a while to try and come back to it with a fresh perspective, but I think I'm ready to start reviewing some notes and feedback that people have given me and just start thinking about the next iteration and how to include voice actors. So I need to start planning and thinking about that. Okay, so I'm feeling kind of intimidated. So Gemini is my therapist and advisor today. Honestly, I use AI and ChatGPT often to help me approach intimidating things, like to sort out my ideas and sort it into a game plan, and it's really helped me break things down into approachable steps. So that is a good way to use AI in my opinion, although I feel very strongly about AI and art, and I don't really think they should go together, but it's really helped me to start planning auditions for voice actors for my 30-minute animatic, and I'm slowly getting a clearer idea on what I need and slowly bringing everything together for that. By the time I post this video, I'll be a lot further along with that, so definitely keep an eye out. Okay, I wanted to make some time to reflect a bit about where I'm at with my animatic. My last export of the animatic was version 2 a couple of weeks ago now. No, more like 5. The time is flying. It's come a long way, but there's still a lot in the story structure to refine and rework. As I mentioned, since then I've actually intentionally not looked at it. I've been trying to disconnect from it a bit to give myself the best chance to come back to it with fresh eyes. But today I felt ready to go through some feedback notes that my old animation teacher wrote for me. It's been really helpful to get fresh eyes on my story in Animatic from people who have no prior knowledge about the story or the context. Since I've been scrutinizing it myself for so many months, it's really hard to look at it objectively and know if what I'm trying to share and say actually comes through. So hearing outside feedback from people that I trust goes a really long way. He also left me with a really good point. Although it seems super obvious, it's this. What is it that I want audiences to take away from this film? What's the message in how everything resolves? Duh, I know, but as obvious as it seems, it's easy to get lost in the source, and I'm realizing it's really important to come back to the core of why I started this project and what I'm trying to say. It's been really helpful and precious and nostalgic, to be honest, to come back to initial notes and brainstorming that I did when this concept first started to take shape. I'm hoping to grab a coffee with my teacher and a few other people who have given me feedback and just talk through my animatic and let everything marinate for a while before I start the next iteration. So to finish off the week, I was really keen to finally start trying some animation, but there was a problem. The thing is that I painted my textures on a high poly model for my character, and I didn't realise that I would need a low poly version for rigging and animation. Again, seems obvious now, but I didn't think about it then. Oops. So I asked for help, and my old 3D teacher from Italy told me to subdivide the model and make a low poly model version. And it works with the rigging, which is great, but the image texture now has all these holes in it because the topology is completely different. So I've been trying to bake the textures from the high poly model onto the low poly model. I went through my UDIM setup, ray distance tweaking, and even tried using a cage to control projection. I have a doctor's appointment, but every time I bake a texture it takes like an hour. So I'm just going to bring it with me and let it bake while I'm driving. But no success. The texture just keeps coming out super misaligned, full of artifacts and just not usable. After going back and forth on it, I've decided I'm probably just going to stop trying to fix the bake and just repaint the textures on the proper low poly model. It's probably for the best because I jumped into texturing really early in the pipeline just because I was enthusiastic and having fun. And now that I've actually started going ahead with this animation test, I need to find a workflow that is actually workable and flexible with my setup and equipment, especially now that I'm going to be traveling with a light setup and I won't really have access to Substance Painter anymore, for example. So it'll be fun to find what works for me. Also, a big thank you to everyone who left advice and tips in the comments of my last video. Those of you who really listened to what style and approach I'm going for, it's been really helpful and I really appreciate you taking the time to write in-depth advice or even sending me tutorials on Instagram. You know who you are. And if you're enjoying this video, please make sure to like it and subscribe and write a comment if you can. It really helps with the algorithm and I really appreciate it. Okay, I've been saving the most exciting thing for last. I'm really excited to announce that voice acting auditions for my Animatic of the Muse are now open. There are 3 characters that need voices, and I just want to emphasize because I know a few of you were worried. A couple of the characters don't actually need to be completely fluent in English, so don't let that intimidate you and don't let that stop you if you're not the most comfortable in English. Just go for it, I'd love to hear from you. You can head to my brand new Discord for all the information, the character breakdowns, how to prepare your application and how to submit it. There's a dedicated channel with everything laid out, so you can head over there to take a look, and there's a link in the description. I wanted to say a huge thank you to the beautiful people over on Patreon for directly supporting my work and the making of this film. You are making this possible and I hugely appreciate it. Over on Patreon we've got bonus content, bonus videos, behind the scenes deep dives, art tutorials, exclusive Discord channels, and I share project updates and more about everything I'm working on. Navigating the industry, trying to make art my career, and everything else that I'm doing. I've also just added a brand new study buddy tier where I'm planning to do monthly art challenges and live calls. I'm really excited about how that space and community is growing. So if you want to come hang out, there are links in the description and I'd love to see you there. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video where I'll probably be getting ready to go to Europe. There's always a lot going on and I'll try to keep documenting as much as I can. Yeah, that's it. Okay, thank you, bye!